Hey everyone, this is Greg with CBR New York Comic Con 2022. Today I have the honor of talking with Erik Burnham, the writer of Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures. The first issue is on sale now. I love it. You should read it. Erik, how does it feel to have that issue out?
It's just a relief. I am slightly a pessimistic person, so I'm always worried something is going to crash down until it doesn't. So it's out. People have loved it. The reception has been fantastic, beyond what I expected. Man, it's all good.
That's great. And you just had a signing at the IDW booth for that comic, right? Can you talk about that?
It's true. The signing was packed. The entire hour, we had a steady stream of people coming through, talking about they enjoyed the book, talking about how much they loved the old cartoon, because we obviously do, and surprisingly enough, talking about how much they loved the panel that we did yesterday that you were a part of as well.
Yes.
So all good stuff, you know.
Yeah, I was very lucky to have IDW have me moderate that. It was a lot of fun.
Well, there we go. Good vibes only.
So, yeah, we were talking about how we both love that original 1987 cartoon. What is it about that show that you feel allowed it to essentially kick off Turtle Mania, and then how are you capturing that same kind of magic and nostalgia in this comic?
Well, it was a little odd when it came out. It was a little different. It was weird in its way. It was a good mix of action and comedy, and it was different. It felt different, and yeah, no, man, here I am blaring out in the middle of the day. But no, it was just a fantastic show that came at the right time. And what we're trying to capture, I mean, for myself, I'm just trying to make sure that the puns are as bad as humanly possible for anything not written by Tom Waltz, and I'm just trying to match the voices. That's what I'm trying to do. Tim Laddie is doing the heavy lifting with making sure that the world looks right, and Sarah Meyer is co-conspiring and just beautifully coloring it. We're throwing our all in because we're fans. So it's, here's what we do for the job, and here's what we throw in on top, the icing on the cake of fan love.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the rest of the creative team, because you're obviously doing a great job with the tone and the story and the jokes, making it feel like that classic Turtles vibe. But then the rest of the team has the responsibility to capture the same visual feel, the tone of that original series, which is such a big challenge, and I think they pulled it off. Can you elaborate a little bit about how they're contributing to this story and why anyone who loves that classic cartoon is going to get that same feeling when they read this comic?
Oh, well, I'll go with the how, and it is what I wrote was me thinking Tim is going to have to draw all this. What is the easiest thing for him to draw that he won't drive up from Louisiana and punch me in the face? And I wrote that, and then he took what I wrote as far as characters on the page and added more, and added more, and added a few more. And every page is packed with homages and characters and references and little bits in the background, stuff that I would never have written in for him to write because it's a lot. And again, that just goes to the fandom. Sarah is modernizing the color palette. It looks like the old cartoon, but it has some modern techniques to it. So it adds just a slightly different flavor to the image, but it's good.
Yeah, no, it's great. And you have been working with IDW for a while now with different, takes on the Turtles. You've gotten to play around with, Secret History of the Foot Clan. You're returning to Karai soon in Armageddon the Alliance. So how does it feel spending so much time in the world of the Ninja Turtles and collaborating with IDW to keep expanding it?
Oh, it's a fun sandbox. You know that, and I love playing in it. I love all the various iterations of the Turtles. I'd love to get a crack at 2003, and I'd love to get a crack at Rise. But right now, I've covered the IDW version, the 2012 version, 1987 version, and I'm game to keep going. It's just there's so much you can do, and each version has just a slightly different flavor, slightly different tone. Some a little bit more mature, some a little bit more goofy, and I love the whole works.
You also had them team up with the Ghostbusters. You were with your buddy Dan and Tom on that. How did it feel to do 2 volumes of the Ninja Turtles and the Ghostbusters teaming up?
Oh boy, it was a lot of fun, and I wish we could have done more. I could have done an ongoing series of the 2 books like Sony and Nickelodeon might not have approved that, but I would have loved to have done it. It's just two franchises that I love. Both came out in 1984, both full of quirky personalities, so it's just an opportunity to be ridiculous. And I take those whenever I can. I mean, this interview is proof of that. Listen to me babble.
So what is it about the character of Karai that you find so interesting and compelling?
Karai is just all business. She is no nonsense, and she's a great way to work out my impatience with the world, have her say things that I would like to, or punch people in the face that I would like to. But no, mostly writing Karai is, well, it feels like writing Batman, which is a lot of fun to do. So, yeah, I think that's what it boils down to. It's a weird thing to say. Yes, no, this young ninja woman, just like Batman, but that's how it equates in my head.
Now, I know answering with "it depends on the writer" is kind of a cop-out, but since you are mentioning Batman and Karai in the same sentence, if there was a comic where they were fighting, how do you think that would play out? Hard-hitting questions at CBR.
Yes. Do I want to work for DC one day? Yeah, no, I'm going to give it to Karai. Shame on me. But no, yeah, Karai's underhanded. She's a dirty fighter. I'm going to give it to Karai, unless I'm paid to write Batman as the winner, in which case, absolutely.
Well, speaking of which, we've actually seen the Turtles team up with Batman multiple times now. We've seen the Turtles team up with the Power Rangers, Ghostbusters. Is there another franchise out there where you would love to see the Turtles kind of bounce off them and get that kind of dynamic?
Oh, there's so many things that would be fun to have them deal with, but I mean, the weird, obvious one, although they have the Punk Frogs, Battletoads, would be, there's a deep cut. Another game that's impossible to beat, well, for me. Gosh, Back to the Future would be fun too, wouldn't it?
That would be fun. I'd ask how you see that playing out, but that would be a pitch that you would send to IDW, and I don't want you to
It's true.
reveal that here, yeah. So what else do you have coming up from IDW?
Well, the next big thing after Karai and the Alliance and after Saturday Morning Adventures is the next volume of Godzilla, Monsters and Protectors. It's called All Hail the Kings. We're bringing in Ghidorah and King Caesar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, so if, let's say there are people out there who love the movies, but they've never picked up a Godzilla comic before, why should they feel inspired to pick this up and read it?
Boy, now that's for the marketing department, Greg. No, it's a middle grade adventure with big monster fun. Hopefully that is enough of a distillation for people who love that kind of thing, and they are out there to grab it. But I think once people get a look at Godzilla, they're either going to love him and want to seek out more or not. So he sells himself.
Fair enough. And what can you tease about the road ahead with your work in the Ninja Turtles, especially with Saturday Morning Adventures?
Just that I'm watching the sales closely and hoping Nickelodeon and IDW choose to continue and let us do more. I had so much fun writing the 4 issues of the miniseries. And when I initially pitched it, I sent them 10 to 20 ideas. They picked the 4 that they wanted to use for this one, and there were some other good ones in there that I'd love to visit.
Erik, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Once again, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures from IDW Publishing is on sale now at a comic shop near you. For more coverage of New York Comic Con, stay tuned to CBR.